Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's story time, I'm going to be telling you a story back from when I was, I think, about 14, about to turn 15 this summer, I believe, of going in the freshman year of high school. That's right, freshman year of high school. This story takes place with about me and three other my friends. Well, my girlfriend at the time and two of my other friends. Now we were all at my girlfriend's house at this time. This is around in the morning, afternoonish time. We were about to get into some nonsense, the normal trouble I would get in back then. I'm not going to go into all that. But before we get into the story, hit the like and subscribe button. Everything in this video is for entertainment purposes, and it's just for the story time. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. So let's get back into it. It was me and my two other friends. I'm going to call them Jerry and Tom. Yeah, why not call them Tom and Jerry? My other two buddies, they were definitely way worse troublemakers than me. I'll say at the time, I think they had, I'm not trying to brag on them or anything, but they had multiple criminal cases and criminal charges, juvenile charges. They were a little bit older than me, maybe 16, maybe 17, one of them was. But yeah, we were all good friends. We weren't going into any violence or anything like this particular day. We were just hanging around the house, watching some different TV shows, gaming, playing on the Xbox, just hanging out like we normally did back then. I was in the front room. I think I was playing on the Xbox with Jerry. Tom was in the kitchen. I don't know what Tom was doing. And my girlfriend was in the very back near her room. And no one really knew her house or anything like that before anyone says, oh, they knew her house, this is a setup. Because to be particular, I don't think me or her were the target of this particular incident. But she kept saying she was the target, so maybe she was the target. But yeah, we were in the living room. Me and my friend were playing on Xbox. I think probably GTA 5 when it first came out, maybe 10 years ago or something like that. Maybe Call of Duty, Zombies, maybe something probably like that. Some good gameplay. I forgot to mention my girlfriend at the time, her dad was there. Like I said, we were all pretty much teenagers, so he was there. But then he went out he's like, I'll be back in an hour. He trusted us. He was a really cool guy. Like, he didn't really care. He would let people drink, smoke. He didn't care if they were underage. I mean, he was kind of retarded a bit. But yeah, he was a cool guy. So he went out to the store or whatever. He told us he'll be back. We were hanging out. It was maybe like 20 minutes went by, something like that. I was up in the big room. Now, this is just from my girlfriend's perspective at the time. She told me she was in the back room. All she heard was I heard glass shattering and a loud pow, pow. Like, it sounded like a gunshot, honestly, and that's what we all thought it was. I mean, it was a gunshot. It flew through the window and the windows exploded. Now, my girlfriend at the time was halfway in between the window and between the living room. So she was kind of between. She wasn't really in the room. She was halfway out of the room already. Then all we heard was like a squealing loud noise as a car sped off. We weren't really sure what that was about. But yeah, someone shot into the house. Luckily, no one was hit. It was into the back room. And at first, we weren't sure if it was a .22 caliber or if it was a pellet gun, because we couldn't tell if it was a pellet gun. We saw the hole of the window. It looked like a really small bullet, but then we found the pellet. And yeah, definitely was not a 22. It turned out to just be a pellet gun. So luckily, someone shot at us. Someone shot into the home for whatever reason, but it was not a real gun. It was just a pellet gun. But it was like one of those high-powered, it was like a semi-automatic AK-47 kind of thing, I think. But because it sounded like almost automatic, but it was like do 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 do. Yeah, that's kind of how it was. Maybe like 5 or 6 shots. And yeah. Instantly, all of us met in the living room as me and my friends ran up and met in the living room. We were trying to figure out what to do. We were trying to say, like, okay, we're going to go get revenge. So we loaded up into my older friends' cars. Like, one of them had a car. And we're like, okay, we know who we're going to go after. We're like, we're not even sure if this person did it. And et cetera, et cetera. And the story kind of ends there. Let's just keep it that way. I mean, this was over 10 years ago, so regardless of what happened, it's already past the statute of limitations. But like I said before, this story is just for entertainment purposes, everything like that. But yeah, we left it at that because we really didn't know who did it. And probably about 20 or 30 minutes later, maybe about 45 minutes later at the latest. Actually, that might have been a lie. Maybe an hour later at the latest, her dad came by and he saw obviously the back window was, busted out. He was asking us what happened, and of course we had to explain the story. And none of us were really for snitching or calling the cops, and we didn't know who did it anyway, so we really didn't think of a reason to file a police report. As far as I know, and no one filed a police report. Unfortunately, her dad did have to buy a new window. But that's just crazy. If someone was standing there in that back room, they would have for sure been hit. Like I said, I don't think they were aiming for my girlfriend at the time, but it could have just been a random shooting, honestly. People do stupid stuff like that all the time. It could have just been some teenagers shooting into a random house. Could have been something like that. But my friends wanted to get violent with someone regardless, but I kind of calmed them down, and luckily her dad came home later, not too long after that, and we explained the whole situation. Honestly, he was kind of pissed off more about the window, but of course he was really upset, but he was just glad that it wasn't a real gun. Once he found out it was a pellet gun, he wasn't too scared, but still, that could have easily hit one of us if one of us were in the back room. A couple minute change or a split second change, someone could have been in the back room and got hit and killed right then and there. Well, maybe not killed, probably just, maybe lost their eye or hit in the neck or something, I don't know. I have more story times that involve weapons, but I don't think I'm going to tell them yet. But hit the like and subscribe button, share this video, and thank you guys for tuning in. Much appreciated.